Howdy, 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 guys. Tracy here, and
Ready.
this video is about being prepared for emergency weather, whether it is a severe snowstorm or like right now we're in Florida and it's getting ready, there's a tropical storm getting ready to hit. You may hear waves of rain hitting. It's kind of died down some. But I just wanted to talk about things you can do to be prepared. You know, maybe things you haven't thought of. Maybe you'll have some suggestions we haven't thought of. For me, and we always lived in Wyoming before we moved here 4 months ago. Well, now we're beginning our 5th month. So we were very used to having to be prepared for bad weather. You know, then it was snow and ice and all that. But one of the things is, of course, have at least a gallon of water, you know, in case your water supply gets compromised, whether it might freeze or maybe you have some flooding where you have now contaminated water in your fresh water. So have at least a gallon, if not more. You know, especially if you have children and stuff, maybe buy a case or two of bottled water. And also make sure that you have enough pet food for your pets. Make sure you buy this early and not the evening of, because I can tell you we just came from the grocery store. This tropical storm is due to hit tomorrow and it was already pretty busy. Make sure you have enough food. Make sure especially you have enough canned food. Canned food it's not going to get flooded. It's not going to spoil. You know, if you lose your power and your refrigeration goes out, you know, for those emergency meals like that today, that's one of the reasons I made sure I bought some tuna. You know, because, you know, if something happened, you know, I still got cans of fish to open up. You know, make sure you have enough food to last at least probably a good week. Because it's more than just like if we do everybody says we're going to get hit with a lot of rain, and this tropical storm was supposed to hit. We were supposed to be on the outer skirts. Now it's tracking that we're going to be right in the eye of it. So, you know, it could be even up to a week that, you know, we really, you know, are going to have to wait. We're certainly not going to drive in the downpour. Make sure you have enough medicines on hand, you know, so in case somebody gets sick. Enough, you know, your first aid kit is up to date. Make sure your flashlight has viable batteries in it and you know where they are. Make sure that and this is one of the things I just got out, was I always keep candles, because in Wyoming and stuff, especially when they were doing new construction, we would lose power. Or in the winter time. So I always keep some candles around anyway. These just happen to be some I had bought. That's why the packaging is kind of tore up, because I bought them in Wyoming at the dollar store. And these I really like, rather than having the pillar candles and stuff. Because trust me, when you lose power, and I know many people do, you want to always have your candle in some kind of a glass container. Because you may have to leave one in your bathroom. You know, you may have to carry one through the house. You know, and so if you have where you have just pillar candles and stuff that are going to drip all over, you're worried about your kids, you're worried about your animals, you know, you don't want to burn your house down. So you always have them out, and also have either a lighter or a flamethrower or something, because, you know, you don't want to have your candles all nicely lined up, but you have no idea where a lighter is. You know, basically, you know, those of us that don't smoke anymore, you know, or never did, yeah, you know. But I find before I didn't really worry about when I smoked, because I always had a lighter on me. Now I don't, you know. So anyway, have that. Of course, blankets, towels. I suggest that you put in a deck of cards. Because if you think that you may be left with no electricity, you're all cooped up inside, you really don't want to murder each other, because then the stench of that decaying body next to you, for a number of days could be bad. So I suggest a deck of cards or crossword books, things like that. I mean, that you guys could do together,
Couple advantages we have in a motorhome. Our water tank is completely full.
Yeah.
And we do have the generator.
Yes.
And we've got about 3/4 of the tank of fuel. I mean, we've probably got 50 gallons worth of gas.
And one of the things we were talking about too is make sure you can cook on something. Now here, we are hooked up to propane, so we can still cook if the electricity fails. Mm-hmm. Like Brad said, we do have a generator if the electricity goes out. But those are things, if you're in a normal housing situation, you have to think about, especially the water. Like I said, making sure you have enough stuff that you can kind of stay hunkered down. And if you have a storm coming, make sure that you're putting away your outside things. That's what Brad was doing earlier today when the mechanic showed up. Is he was taking our awning in, putting up the stuff that was like, he usually has fishing poles just leaned up against the side of the RV and stuff. He had to secure all of that, because that storm is due to hit, and with the wind and the rain and everything. So, be prepared, and, don't be foolish enough to go, oh, nothing will happen. I've seen it happen in Wyoming. I have not been in a tropical storm. This is our first ever tropical storm. But, when Brad and I were a kid, there was a really bad blizzard, and it was right on Easter vacation.
I remember that.
And, nobody could move in that town for over a week. And, I remember my grandfather finally came down because they had a bone alley, came down our street. He had a plow blade on the front of his truck and plowed our street and stuff. And we had gone around to our neighbors and asked if people needed anything, because my grandfather was going to do a run up to the grocery store to get, if people needed stuff. And even then you only asked for what you really needed, not what you wanted, But yeah, I think the biggest thing people make mistake of is not being stocked up enough. Don't get into the habit that you have to run to the store every couple of days, because it really isn't, to me it isn't wise anyway, because like I said, the more often you go to the store, the more impulsive buying you can do, and the more money you'll spend, because you don't think about, oh, well, I'm going to spend, $5 on this. Oh, it looks really good. Well, if you're thinking about buying for months, you would think, ooh, I don't want to buy 4 packages of that, one each week. So I just find that you save a lot of money if you don't go to the store very often, It's just like I don't window shop because, first of all, I've always hated it. And, it just makes you kind of want stuff. Or if I think I want to order something online, I will put it in the shopping cart and leave it and think about it for a week or two. 9 times out of 10, I talk myself out of it. So, anyway, do you have any other suggestions for being prepared for weather?
No, just, the biggest thing I can think of is keep informed.
Keep informed, yeah. You probably should have a radio with batteries in it, because your cell phone may go out.
Yeah.
If that tower hits, and I know we all depend on our electronic, but you probably want an old-fashioned radio with batteries.
But that's usually the biggest thing I can think of is people don't stay informed. Like, we've been watching the weather, or I've been watching it really close.
Yeah, we have been.
We have for several days.
It's Tropical Storm Hermine?
Yeah. I think that's how you pronounce it. But
I don't really like that name. I want a different name.
Tough.
Okay. Hermine.
Yeah.
Hermine's gonna heat us.
But you know, because originally, when we saw the original weather reports for this storm, you know, it looked like we were going to be on the left edge of it, which everybody I've talked to, the left side of a storm is usually the mildest.
That's what I've been told too.
But, you know, also now looking at the most recent weather reports, we're going to be right in the middle of the thick of things, you know? And if things do get crappy enough, I talked to one lady down here. She drives that silver Dodge.
Yeah.
And the Dodge Nitro. And she's packing up and heading out.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
I was telling them that quite a few people about the campground's only about a third to a fourth of the way full right now. Because a lot of people have evacuated. And like I said, we're staying put. But we are in, before anybody freaks out. Okay, yeah, we're about 150 yards away from the water. But we're in the back part of the RV. There's the RV park, you know, more like toward the street. So you have your front ones, the front row, which they pay more for the water view. You know, we have a view of the water, but we're not as close. And then you have like your middle ones, and they pay, you know, we be the cheap seats, okay? Yeah. We're in the cheap seats. We're not nosebleed, but we're cheap seats. And you know, so we're not, and I'm just not worried. And like I said, we don't have any place we could go anyway. I mean, where would we go? I mean, you know, and you're not really set up with to be able to put everything in this RV and stuff and take it on the road. I mean, and then it would leave. Anyway, one of us would have to drive the Jeep if it was here. Remember, it's being repaired. You know, so I'm not worried about it.
I'm not either.
A lot of these other people are going, you know, if they have family like in Tallahassee or whatever and stuff. But, you know, or maybe they have some family in Georgia or Alabama or something like that. But yeah, it's just us, and you know, that's fine. We're used to it just being us. You know, I'll take my chances.
Yep.
You know.
Then we've got some REO Speedwagon riding the storm out.
And I got arm floaties for Brad ready, okay? It's all good. And my dogs all know how to swim. I'm a good swimmer. Right?
Yep.
Hopefully none of the alligators come eat us.
No.
So, anyway, I hope that helps. Some waterproofing, make sure that you know that you're going to be dry. I hope anybody in this storm or in the hurricane storm in Hawaii and stuff, everybody stay safe, stay dry, don't panic. This is a good time to all band together with your neighbors. We are in a wonderful area. Like I said yesterday, we had so many people, because a lot of people saw the Jeep being towed away, you know, because they have to put it up on a full car bed because it's all-wheel drive. We had so many neighbors ask us, and then so many neighbors, oh, would you need anything, let us know and stuff. And that's the wonderful thing about where we live.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope that helps. Hope everybody stays safe. Say bye, Brad.
Bye, Brad.
Bye, guys.